Changes in how we manufacture and distribute things, for example through 3D printing and omnichannel retailing, could have an effect on transportation patterns. Those changes could call for smaller, more regional orders. At a recent presentation, Fast Forward, an inside look at the future of trucking, our shipper carrier panel looked at how those changes could affect how transportation is sold.
Being in retail, we're seeing the patterns of what that customer wants, and they don't want to necessarily go into the stores. They want to click it, collect it, or have it delivered. Mm-hmm. And so whether it's a move towards smaller fleets that can run around the city and do home deliveries, that's where we could start seeing some of that come into play.
The folks in our industry that will feel it first are the small pack guys, Purolator, FedEx, UPS, because they're the folks that are most challenged on day one by a new home delivery, a real-time 1 hour later type of delivery. Recently the folks at Omnitrax had a roundtable like this with the folks at Shaw, and the whole point of the conversation was to talk about Uber and trucking. And so Uber's revolutionized, has been disruptive in the taxi industry, and there's, you're aware of it or not, there's a lot of little supply chain technology groups trying to figure out how can we make that work, in transportation. And nobody's figured it out yet, but so Omnitrax is the former Qualcomm, they're the biggest provider of mobile truck technology in the world. If their senior folks are thinking about it, it's going to come at us somehow, some way. I just think we're not all quite sure how it's going to look yet.
If the end result of this is more regional type distribution patterns, I guess we're agreed on that, does having an economy that's based on a more regional model, does that actually help?
Yes. It also, if you're a driver now who's going and making a delivery, and at the same time printing on a 3D printer, you're more than just a driver. It now becomes a little bit more sexy. You as a driver, you drive from A to B and that's it. Well now, if you have autonomous trucks, I know you've got some questions coming up on that. Mm-hmm. I won't steal your thunder. But, you're now not just a driver. Maybe you're an engineer that's managing this, truck that's moving down the road on its own. I think by the fact of having the drivers home every night, having them doing more local, higher touch type stuff. So saying good morning at all your 15, 20 deliveries that day, instead of saying good morning once every 3 days as you're traveling down to Carolina. So it's a bit of a different environment. It's not so much a truck driver, but more so a customer service rep, if you will.
Will Uber technology move inside the cab as far as a driver doing more of an operations, dispatch, driving role? Demangos thinks this is something that will take some time to evolve.
I think there's a lot of legalities, a lot of insurance cobwebs that need to be unraveled before some major shipper goes and says, here, I'll put this onto Uber and good luck if it all gets there. Yeah. There needs to be more, whereas I think as consumers, taking an Uber cab ride, if I don't like it, I just don't use it again. It's coming, it's certainly coming. We were down, Andy and I were down at FedEx in the spring, and we asked them to the senior execs at FedEx and the Smith family, and they said, yes, we know about it, obviously. Are we completely afraid about it? No, we're more maybe concerned with drones. What are they going to do? And how do we in turn use drones, to help our sort of final mile deliveries?